Hello traders, I'm Ignat Barasenko and this is WaveTrading. So let's start today with dollar index where we've got this possible impulse in wave 5. So I've got here two long trades because we've got a pullback from this moving average line and the lower side of this channel. And if this impulse continues, I'm going to buy even more. British pound has a very tricky wave count because we've got here a wave 3, so wave 4 has been started, and it means that we could have a quite difficult correction. So we've got here a zigzag in wave A or W and a possible double zigzag here in wave B or X. So I have here one short trade which was opened here, but it seems like I'm going to have a break-even stop loss, and I'm not going to trade this market until we've got here plain and clear correction and a bearish impulse somewhere in here afterwards. Also, I'm out of the market on euro. We've got a triangle on euro dollar here on the daily chart, and I'm out of the market because we've got here a bearish impulse which could be wave 1, so there's an opportunity to have a correction which could be wave 2. So if we see here, for example, a zigzag in wave 2 and a small bearish impulse afterwards, somewhere in here I'm going to sell. And there's a very interesting story on Japanese yen because we've got wave 2 OB which is likely ended. So I've got here two long trades because there's an opportunity to have a small wave 5 here. Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar is very bullish. And we've got here an impulse in wave 1 and a zigzag in wave 2. So I am keeping my long trade and I'm going to open the third one during this correction. I'm out of the market on euro pound because this wave 2 is likely going to be continued, maybe in a form of a double zigzag like WXY. So I'm going to buy only when this correction ends and when we see somewhere in here a small bullish impulse. Pound versus Australian dollar is still bearish, so I've got one short trade because we've got a possible triangle here in wave 4. So if we see here a bearish impulse which could be wave 5, I'm going to sell even more. Dollar versus crown is still bullish and there's an opportunity to have another impulse in wave 5 here. So I've got one long trade and I'm going to buy even more next week. I don't have any trades on pound versus franc because this local correction wave 2 is likely going to be continued and we could have here a new local high. Canadian dollar versus Japanese yen is extremely bullish, so I've got here two long trades and I'm going to buy even more when this local correction ends because there'll be an opportunity to have a new bullish impulse, this wave 3. And I'm keep trying to sell Australian dollar because there's a very interesting moment. We could have here a triangle in wave 4 and also there's just another pullback from this moving average line. So I've got one short trade with a stop loss here near the local high. And if we see here a bearish impulse which could be wave 3, I'm going to sell more. I'm still out of the market on Canadian dollar, but it's a very interesting moment because we could have here a diagonal triangle which could be wave C inside this wave B. So if a pullback from the lower side of this pattern happens and we see a bullish impulse somewhere in here, then I'm going to buy. And I'm just watching gold because this impulse, which could be wave C, has been ended and we've got a small bearish impulse which could be wave 1 here. So if this correction, which could be wave 2, ends and we see a small bearish impulse somewhere in here later on, if it all happens, I'm going to sell. There's a quite interesting moment on oil because we could have wave 5 inside this diagonal triangle in wave C. So I've got here two long trades because this bullish impulse in wave A is likely going to be continued. So we could have wave 5 here on Monday. And when the impulse arrives, I'm going to close all my trades because there'll be an opportunity to have a correction which could be wave B. Also, I've got three long trades on Nasdaq because this wave 3 is likely going to be continued. And I closed two my long trades on Dow last Friday, the first one and the last one, and if you see here a correction which could be wave 4 inside this wave 3, I'm going to buy more. Microsoft shares is quite interesting because we could have here an extension in a third wave, which means this wave 3 is likely going to be continued, so I'm just waiting when this small correction ends, and when it happens, I'm going to buy to trade this local wave 5. Pepsi is still rising, so I'm keeping my long trade, and if this impulse in wave 3 continues, I'm going to buy more. Also, I've got one long trade on Tesla cause this wave 3 is likely going to be continued. And there's a crucial moment on Goldman shares cause we've got two impulses which could be wave 1 and wave 1 of this wave 3, but also they could be a zigzag like A, B and C, so this wave 4 could be continued. In this case, I am keeping my two long trades, but I didn't opened a third one last Friday cause I'm just waiting how the market opens on Monday. I'm still holding my long trades on Facebook, and we've got here a new local high, so there's an opportunity to have a huge extension in this third wave. And I've just missed the last price movement on Apple cause I closed my long here, so I'm going to open on Monday if there'll be no surprises when the market opens. So that's all for today's video. Have a good weekend, profitable trades, take care and bye bye.